The Kraken X61 by NZXT offers fantastic cooling with a 280mm radiator with long slim tubing for easier installation and high pressure copper cold plate. You can also customize LED through the CAM software, so get cracking.
Lap boards are interesting things that have just started to make a name for themselves in the peripheral market, even though they have been around for quite some time now. They subscribe to the idea that instead of gaming on a desk directly in front of your monitor, some gamers want the creature comforts of a couch or a lazy boy, or simply want to game on their larger TVs. To allow this means combining both the mouse and keyboard into what looks like a mega peripheral. It's an interesting concept, and certainly not one everybody will buy into. When you look at the range of gaming lapboards on the market, everybody's experimenting to make something unique, and try to make it stick. While it's cool to see super modular options like the Corsair Lapdog, and wireless offerings with the Razer Turret, they each come with heavy compromises, namely their price, bulk of the lapdog, and lackluster performance or failed ergonomics with their turret. It turns out designing a stable platform that's meant to house both a keyboard while still being balanced on someone's lap isn't that easy. Roccat might not have the brand name backing of Razer, SteelSeries or Corsair, but their Sova lapdog does quite a few things well. At first glance, it looks like they've brought the most boring lapboard to the table, but that's not a bad thing. They're not reinventing the wheel, instead they're refining it to make it the best all round. Let's start with what Roccat's got right, the pricing. The Sova comes in two variants, a membrane option which is what we have priced at $149, and a mechanical switched version at $199. Since it has an integrated keyboard, you're still going to have to bring your own mouse, but it's reasonably priced when compared with the lapdog, which is $119 for just the base. It's looking good even without getting further into the features. The simplicity of the Sova is what makes it so appealing. It's certainly still large at 64cm or 25 inches in width and 28cm or 11 inches long, but its thickness or lack thereof is what makes it feel much smaller. At only 3.5cm thick, it's easy to move and feels much smaller than the alternatives like the lapdog, and at a little over 2.3kg, its weight is very manageable. The Sova uses that space effectively too, with an excellent layout. Roccat have chosen a 10 keyless design, opting for a larger mousepad. I criticised the lapdog for its numpad accommodation. Removing such an infrequently used item for gaming makes a lot of sense. I also critiqued the lapdog for the lack of a wrist rest, and Roccat delivered here with a well-sized rest that's appreciated for ergonomics. On the bottom of the board we have 4 pillows to help it sit more comfortably on the lap. These work well, although they are a little bit on the thin side for my preference. However, that's where Roccat comes in again with their modular system. All the pillows are removable and swappable, and from here you can even remove the magnet mounted wrist rest and mousepad. It's super seamless, and from the top you wouldn't even pick up that they're removable since the integration is so well done. Bravo Roccat. They're saying that there will be choice of other materials so that you can swap out parts for your preference. It's a great concept, however they haven't actually shown any add-ons yet, so I'll reserve judgment for when I can actually buy them. They do mention 3D printing possibilities though, and this is an avenue I'd like to see them put some focus into. Right now, Roccat charges for designs on their Nith mouse, and I'd prefer to see an open approach with a curated hub for user-submitted designs, with Roccat accommodating for that. Let's get back to the board though, with cable routing. It's always a bit of a sore spot for many lapboards, however it's handled well here. The 4m main cord attaches and detaches easily through a 5-pin connector without the cable being too thick, and no external power is required. You will need 2 USB ports though, and in my experience the Sova doesn't play well with many USB hubs. Your mouse of choice plugs into one of the 2 USB ports on the back of the Sova, and then is routed through the very effective cable channels at the back. Roccat even has a mouse bungee, which is really nice to see and a great solution for the cable mess that can occur. The Sova integrates into Roccat's Swarm software ecosystem, which Roccat has envisioned to not only allow for control of connected peripherals, but also for remote connection through your phone. In the Swarm interface you can control your mouse, assuming it is from Roccat, as well as the Sova, adding macros and adjusting the backlight brightness and effects. Unfortunately, the Sova currently can't be controlled with the Swarm app, which is disappointing. There seems to be intent for it, especially with the intended release of a smartphone holder attachment for the lapboard, but currently you won't get any of the exciting features. The main positive of the Sova is the ease of use. There aren't any hassles or large pitfalls. You can simply plug it in and go. It's comfortable, easy to use and store, and whether it's in-game or just controlling a PC, it's a pleasure to use overall. There are a couple of minor issues with the Sova though. the mousepad isn't my favourite, as not only is it very fast compared to a cloth pad, but because of the excessive glide, the mouse tends to fall off when the server is angled. While the bungee does catch it, some sort of barrier system or a different surface is needed. The lack of RGB is also a bummer on this keyboard. It's not a huge deal, but it would have been nice to see considering you can't swap the keyboard out later, so you're stuck with blue. As for the typing experience on the membrane sample I received, it's okay with decent travel distance, but if you're using this quite a lot, I'd probably recommend giving the mechanical variant a shot.
Assembling your vertigear gaming chair just got a whole lot easier with a simple insert mechanism of the back seat onto the side rails, so you mount the side screws much faster. A true one-man job. Assembly made easy by Vertigear.
In my mind, the Roccat Sova is without a doubt the most polished option on the market right now. It might not have everything the Corsair lapdog has, or the Razer turret, which I haven't had the chance to examine just yet, but every compromise it makes has a sensible thought process behind it, and I found that overall I agreed with the choices that were made. It's easy to use, and works just as intended, resulting in an overall excellent product. We're giving the Hardware Canucks damn good award. So what about you guys? Do you see yourself gaming on the couch or a lounge chair? Would something like this Sova appeal to you given the price? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Maiden with Hardware Canucks, make sure to subscribe for more similar content, and we'll see you in the next one.